if you guys haven't seen, we did a video breakdown a long time ago with Nina Turner and her black co-host was forced to say that they support the Ukraine war. You all these black brothers and sisters who are Democrats who support this war, including the entire Black Congressional Caucus. My congressperson, Emmanuel Cleaver, never holds town halls. The second that motherfucker holds a town hall, I'm going to be there, Jose Vega style, calling this motherfucker out for funding Nazis in Ukraine. Because the entire Black Congressional Caucus does. And they ain't trying to gaslight us that black people are supposed to be in support of war, which our revolutionary leaders and our black leaders like MLK, Malcolm X, and many others like Fred Hampton spoke out against war. So you guys are gaslighting us again regarding our anti-imperialist, anti-war black heritage. And not only that, you're trying to gaslight us into supporting Nazis. Okay? So this is why, unlike Marianne Williamson, unlike RFK, because he's running as a Democrat, Cornel West is a threat because he's running as an independent, calling out this war. Now, I'm pleasantly surprised at this take because I heard Cornel West speak about Ukraine before, and I was like, man, I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that one. But clearly, Dr. Cornel West learned from Chris Hedges, who wrote an article, and he was a good friend of Dr. Cornel West. It seemed like Dr. Cornel West is one of those people who learns. He had a lot of bad takes, but he learns and he develops, right? So this is an article. This kind of highlights where he stands on NATO, because that's what this is all about. That way everyone is asking. He calls for the disbandment of NATO. Now can you imagine Jamal Bowman saying this? Like, this is someone who actually knows what the fuck they're talking about. He was calling for the dismantling of NATO. Now compare his position to Jamal Bowman, to Nina Turner, who can't even accurately call out NATO as the reason for this war. Had no idea what this war is going on. And these same people are going to pretend that Dr. Cornel West is their good friend. They're going to pretend that Dr. Cornel West is someone they're ideologically aligned. It's a shame he's running in the wrong party. The same with Lula. And these are people that me and Ron, we all got criticism of. But you guys are significantly to the right of Lula. You guys are significantly to the right of Dr. Cornel West and others. They're to our right. So how far gone are you?
I feel like however it go, with Cornel West running or Marion Wim, whatever, whoever you support, just don't forget. Just don't forget when these motherfuckers are denied. Like, we are dealing with not only a stacked deck, rigged elections, billions of dark money, murderers. So when you calling for NATO to be disbanded and broken up, what are NATO known for? Like, we have to we have to be realistic about it. A lot of people tell me to be realistic about revolution or this and that. I'm saying, do y'all thing. Build your third party. But when that don't work, y'all better hit the fucking streets again. I don't want to hear all that bullshit or that burnout like all y'all did with Bernie Sanders when he seen that he couldn't win. Or he showed you that he couldn't win, and the DNC told y'all that they picked the nominee. So y'all have a long way to go. If y'all going to build this third party, if y'all going to work with the People's Party, wherever party that may be, the Green Party, make sure they get access to these ballots. Y'all better get on the ground today. Yesterday. As soon as he announced it, if y'all going to vote for Dr. Cornel West, y'all should have been on the ground yesterday. Yeah, straight absolutely. The fuck up. Because he's going to need all the fucking help he can get. Because if y'all building this shit from the ground up, you better hurry up and make sure that it has a strong foundation, because without a strong foundation, I'm sorry, not to take any shots at the Green Party, but without a strong foundation, it will collapse from the top bottom. So be careful.
So my bad. I found a part. I don't know why I couldn't find it earlier, but this is the part I wanted to read, and I'll tweet about this as well. And it also highlights. I believe Chris Hedges was like, "Hey, motherfucker." Hey, motherfucker, you get this shit right. Also, there are a lot of criticisms of the People's Party that I agree with, but the People's Party got the Ukraine war right as well. So I think they also had influence on Dr. Cornel West. I'm going to read this part here. On his campaign website, one of West's campaign policies titled "End the Wars" advocates disbanding the North Atlantic Treaty Organization military alliance and stopping all foreign aid, bringing troops home. That's Marianne Williamson not saying this shit. You're not getting progressive saying this shit. And correct me if I'm wrong, Char, or anyone. I haven't heard RFK call for the abandonment of NATO.
They both sides in the war. RFK is both sides in Palestinians and Israelis, and she's doing the same thing with imperialism across the world. I seen so many tweets. This woman somebody saying you can't have what they said. You can't have peace in U.S. imperialism or some shit like that. You can't be anti-war, something like that. And she's like, yes, you can. We can be a force for good. A force for good. The U.S., the country that's been at war most of its life. Like that, I don't know. But yeah, they out there both sides and things. But yeah, there's a lot of things that people are going to agree with. Like me, I wouldn't vote. No, I wouldn't be advocating. I wouldn't endorse anybody. But if this is what you guys are going to do, I'm telling you, you see how candidates that even, that had everything that they needed to get on that debate stage was still denied with a third party. We have had people on that was denied the right to speak, denied the right to debate. So if you're going to build this third party, you have to make sure that y'all have everything that you need. You got to be militant. You got to be smart. You got to be on this. You got to be on that. You got to protect the man. You got to do whatever it needs to be, whatever needs to be done to make sure that what y'all like to say, our our ideas get on the debate stage, even though majority of the country already agree with us. So, but whatever, just get on the ground and make sure that y'all voices are heard. If this is what y'all want, make sure that y'all get the access to these ballots and try to scare these people. Try to scare the establishment as much as you can. But when you fail, get back on the ground. I'm gonna say it again because you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail, and you got to get back on the ground. Try again. Build it back up. Try again, because they have trillions of dollars, millions of people against us. The media, whatever, you know where I'm getting. So yes, you're gonna fail. You can't just get in, think you're gonna win, and get out. No. If you're in it to fight, you got to be in it to win it. So you get knocked down, keep on going. It's going to be a long ride.
West had some very horrible takes. There's a bad Reagan take from 2011 that's going around. So you posted that as well. We played the Sister Soldier clip from the 90s. Remember how moderate that Dr. Cornel West sounded in the 90s? You saw that Ronald Reagan quote in 2011. And this is my opinion. I may be naive. My bias may be getting ahead of me here. And that's why I have my brother Rome and CJ to keep me honest. But Dr. Cornel West seems like one of those people who learns. You know what I mean? He seems like one of the people that he grew up in academia. And remember, I told you guys, your brain will be shattered going through American education because essentially propaganda. Like if you're an educated person, that means you're just good at memorizing American propaganda. So despite going through Harvard, going through all these liberal institutions, he went from the guy we saw in the Sister Soldier video in the 90s, trying to get Sister Soldier to calm down, to the guy he is now. So to me, I may be a naive, and if I feel I'm open to pushback, but I feel like Dr. Cornel West is the kind of guy who legitimately learned from his mistakes. If he's wrong, I'll say he legitimately changes it. Remember, he's endorsed Obama. He endorsed Obama the first time. Then he saw how awful Obama was, and then turned against him. You know what I mean? So you can criticize him for not being right the first time, but I do think it's a good character trait for someone who is able to change their mind and evolve. So that's my last thought on that. Romy, last thought before we wrap up. Actually, super chats. And then any last thought before we.
I just feel like, I don't feel like you're being naive or whatever. I feel like a lot of people, give him the benefit of the doubt, and that's and rightfully so. We all grow, we all change, no matter what your age is. I'm just more tough on people because I feel like
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all.
With the education that was held back from me, I'm a high school dropout. I didn't learn too much in my school as is, and to know, the U.S. history and to have the knowledge that I have now, and for these people that have the privilege, like Dr. Cornel West, he has grown up, I'm pretty sure, rich compared to us, had it good compared to our lives. For him to have all that privilege and access to the same knowledge and, still be moderate and conservative in any timeline, especially as a black man, I will be more harsh on you. I feel like that's only right, because I had to fight for the education that I had. I had to go to jail for the education that I have now. I had to go on the streets and learn and get my ass beat for this education that they were just given. And I don't feel like it's fair to give a lot of people the benefit of the doubt if they, if they ain't take advantage of those same privileges, or if they haven't learned that these people are actually evil and not a force for good.